The special operation of the Security Service of Ukraine, codenamed Spiderweb, was necessary to improve the security situation amid constant Russian attacks on civilian infrastructure and the population. This could happen again, Ukrainian Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal told France 24. According to the head of government, for Ukraine this was a very targeted military operation, especially against the backdrop of negotiations that are not bringing progress. We have been proposing a complete ceasefire for 2 months now, and the Russians still do not agree. They continue to attack Ukraine every night, every day. There are constant missile and drone attacks on civilian infrastructure. Therefore, we have no choice, we must destroy their military potential and not give them the opportunity to do this, Shmyhal noted. Webb proves that innovation and new technologies play a decisive role in this war, the Prime Minister added. Shmyhal notes that technologies are changing the battlefield. Moreover, he stated that Ukraine has many other ideas to improve this capability. He noted, "This is not just an episode, it can happen again. We continue to work hard. You can already see the results in the Black Sea, and we are clearing our airspace of Russian bombers." At the same time, he noted that Ukraine needs long-range missiles from its allies to destroy Russian logistics in the occupied territories and near the border. Operation Spiderweb was a large-scale attack by SBU and GUR drones on Russian air bases on June 1, 2025. The strikes destroyed or damaged at least 13 strategic aircraft, including Tu-95, Tu-160, and A-50. It was one of Ukraine's most successful air operations, demonstrating Russia's vulnerability deep in the rear and reducing its ability to launch missile strikes. Colonel Yuri Ignat, spokesman for the Ukrainian Air Force, told Ukrainska Pravda that from these carriers, since February 24, 2022, the Russians have launched 2,437 Kh-101, Kh-555, Kh-55 cruise missiles at Ukraine. Of these, 1,916 were shot down. This is the result of truly effective work by the air defense, all the defense forces, specifically against cruise missiles. At the same time, a considerable number, about 500, reached their targets or were not shot down, Ignat noted. In addition, he added, during the SBU operation, Webb, 2-22M3 bombers armed with Kh-22 and Kh-32 missiles were also hit. The Russians used more than 400 of these missiles against Ukraine and only a few were intercepted by air defense. Because the Kh-22 missile is one of the most powerful, it has a warhead of over 900 kilograms. In addition, it is one of the least accurate missiles. It is called the aircraft carrier killer because its purpose is to attack aircraft carrier groups. The enemy has repeatedly attacked cities with a population of over 1 million, causing enormous harm to the population. There were many victims of this missile, the Air Force press secretary explained. During Vasily Malyuk's tenure as head of the Ukrainian SBU, the agency has been noted for many successful special operations. This is not only about the recent special effects at military bases in the Russian Federation. The attack on the Kerch Bridge, fires at the oil refineries and much more, the list is very long. The head of the Security Service of Ukraine has repeatedly proven his effectiveness in the fight against the aggressor. Vasyl Malyuk received his higher education at the Kyiv National University of Internal Affairs. In 2005, he graduated from the National Academy of the Security Service of Ukraine, specializing in law. He began his military service in the state security agencies in 2001. He worked in various divisions of the security forces, investigating and combating crime. On February 7, 2023, the Verkhovna Rada appointed Malyuk as the head of the SBU. One of the main areas of his work was countering Russian aggression. Under his leadership, the SBU developed and actively uses unmanned marine vehicles to combat Russian ships in the Black Sea. In 2023, the SBU dismantled 47 Russian intelligence networks, and another 46 in 2024. These operations stopped the activities of Russian agents who were collecting data for missile strikes on Ukraine. The first explosion of the Crimean Bridge occurred in October 2022. The SBU used explosives disguised as rolls of film in a truck. In July 2023, the bridge was attacked again using naval drones. In February 2023, at the Belarusian airfield Machalishi, SBU drones damaged a Russian A-50 aircraft. The operation was carried out by 2 drones while the aircraft was on the ground. Near Yevpatoria, Ukrainian forces destroyed the Russian air defense system, Triumph. Malyuk called this operation part of active actions against Russian military facilities. The SBU has developed unique sea drones, Sea Baby, to destroy Russian ships. They are capable of carrying up to 2 tons of cargo and are equipped with Grad installations. These drones hit at least 4 Russian warships near Crimea, including the small missile ship Samum and the large landing ship Olenigorsky Gornyak. On December 6, 2023, the SBU liquidated former MP from the banned opposition platform, For Life Party Ilya Kiva. His body was found in the village of Supanivo near Moscow. The SBU detained Colonel Dmitro Kozyura, head of the Anti-Terrorist Center, for cooperation with Russian special services. Malyuk personally supervised the case and reported to President Volodymyr Zelensky. At the end of 2024, an explosion occurred in Moscow, the victims of which were the head of the CBRN troops of the Russian Armed Forces Igor Kirillov and his assistant. The SBU confirmed that it was a special operation of the service. Large fires broke out at 2 Russian military airfields, Olynya in the Murmansk region and Belia in the Irkutsk region. These facilities are bases for strategic aviation of the Russian armed forces. Strategic aircraft caught fire after powerful explosions. Telegraph learned about this from its own sources. The Security Service of Ukraine carried out a targeted operation to eliminate enemy bombers. SBU drones attacked aircraft that strike Ukrainian populated areas every night. At the moment, the defeat of more than 40 aircraft has been confirmed, including A-50, Tu-95 and Tu-22M3, the report says.